Yous are all going to be responsible for it. Every one of them. Because if Carmen Kid votes that in, yous all got to vote with them to pass it, and whoever votes with them, I'm going to tell you, there's going to be more animal rights groups down your back, and that's a promise. You have a good day.
So just a reminder to try and stay on topic. Thank you, Bruce. Obviously, you're passionate about some of the operations here in the city and not just what's happening for this agenda item. But let's try and stick to the topic.
I'm Robert Darg. I live in New Liskeard on Farah. So this hasn't been voted on yet, no? So I understand, is it Mike Kidd? Is he the son of Carmen Kidd? Did he has already bought a crematorium before the tender came out? Does he already have a crematorium? Did he buy it?
That I'm not aware of whatsoever.
Nobody seems to be aware of anything. There's no answers here. Did he buy the crematorium?
I have no idea about a crematorium. That is rumors that people, listen, as far as I'm concerned, people have based a lot of decisions and views on gossips and rumors and innuendos. Oh, yes. And so that people, if you're here to get answers,
yes,
then do it in a respectful way. I don't know what somebody bought. That is something that someone started as a rumor on Facebook or social media of some sort. I don't deal with rumors. So I have no, there's no,
there must be a way to find out.
I don't even know what crematorium you're talking about.
I don't know. This is what I'm hearing.
Because you heard it on Facebook and you thought you should talk about it tonight.
I'm going to do all I can to stop this. I love animals, and I think it's just ridiculous.
And I don't love animals?
It's just, I don't know, do you?
Well, I think you're going to be a little bit off base, sir.
Maybe I'm just naive. Hi, I'm Karen Landers, lived here years and years ago, just moved back.
Hi, Karen, welcome back.
Happy to be back in my hometown that I love and has always been supportive and a wonderful place to live. I live on Farah in New Liskeard now. The passionate Scotsman is my hubby. It's hard to ask questions knowing that you people, I know you don't have the answers. Where is Mr. Kidd? Where's the other half of all of this? We're just so concerned about the animals. I've got 3 pets at home. If I open my door and my cat gets out, is he going to kill my cat? Yes. Like, I'm not okay with this. I've never come to anything like this before. I'm not a passionate person about things, but this is animals and this is not okay. And I understand that you don't have the answers, but how can we get the answers? Because we need to know the truth before this goes forward. Because if it is true that he bought a crematorium, if it is true that he's going to kill the animals 3 days after finding them, if it is true that all of the community outreach is going to stop, I'm going to be out protesting with these people every damn day because this is crap. This is crap.
Oh, God.
My name's Susan Desprez. Many of you already know me here. I support the no-kill. I don't think it's fair. And I'd like to know whether this would fall under the umbrella of nepotism. It just all seems so fishy. It was done so fast. You said you didn't know about, you didn't take a vote, but you were here to pass this Michael Kidd being the new animal control. So who voted on it?
We haven't passed anything.
Actually, it's never
It's a
been passed yet.
recommendation that came through to us.
Okay, that's
based
my
on
mistake.
budget amounts. There's no vote has happened tonight. The vote is happening tonight at some point, but nothing has been passed yet. It was a recommendation that came through. Unfortunately, Councillor MacArthur is not here. To be passed tonight.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. I would like an answer about the nepotism, though. Does anybody have an answer to that?
So this came through to the PPE committee back, I can't remember how long ago, Mayor Kidd also at that time declared conflict of interest when it came to that. And then from the PPE committee, it went through to corporate, did it go through to corporate services? I can't remember, but it's passed through to...
Okay, but what about the nepotism? What's the policy?
There's no conflict of interest because you declare the conflict.
Because he declares it a conflict of interest.
We've already established that 3 times.
His son, okay, his son can come in, bid lower than what she did, and get the position to go and kill animals. There's something wrong here, and it has to be fixed.
You know, I think given the expertise here and the public outcry and unanswered questions and inquiries, I would like to put a motion forth that we'd at least defer this so we can provide the answers to the public before we vote on this motion.
So you can't, first you can't make that motion because you're chairing the meeting.
We were just speaking about not being rude. Yeah, we can. Anyway.
Go ahead, Jess.
So the chair cannot move a motion, so another member of council could do that. But the chair cannot move. So my role here is to provide you with procedural advice, just for the members of the public who are here, and we need to follow that procedural advice. So I'd appreciate you not heckling me when I'm trying to provide procedural advice to the chair of the meeting. I understand you're all passionate about this, and I appreciate that, but we need to also get through the process of the meeting so that decisions are made. And I apologize to the gentleman who was up here that I lost my cool with. That is not who I am, but I would really appreciate that people also be respectful from here. But we have a role, both as staff and as the members of council. So thank you for allowing me that opportunity to mention that. Deputy Mayor Hewitt, if you would require somebody else to make that motion for a deferral. In doing so, just so you know the process and that everyone here knows, so there is a recommendation that is on the agenda, on the published agenda. We've just finished now the question and answer period. So if you defer before once the motion is made on the table, then you have to deal with that motion to defer first. It takes all precedence, so no further discussion can be held, nor any other motion introduced regarding the animal services contract until the motion to defer has been dealt with. So the first step would be, is anybody willing to put forward a motion to defer? That would be your first step.
Yeah, my apology for not up to par in procedural protocol, perhaps. So would any member of council put a motion to defer this until we can have more answers to provide to the public? Okay. Go ahead, Jess.
You got an answer to it?
Will anybody second that?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Thank you, Councillor Ferrier.
So the other additional thing you need on a motion to defer is the day and time that you plan to reintroduce it back to the council according to our procedural bylaw. So the next regular meeting of council would be on Tuesday, July the 12th at 6 p.m. Is that the date that the mover is Councillor Foley, seconded by Councillor LaFerrier? Is that the day and time you wish to have listed for the deferral?
council members have agreed that July the 12th at 6 p.m. will
Yeah, so no debate on a motion to defer, you just call the question.
all in favor? Note taken, all in favor.
Call back Mayor Kidd then. So you have the report, CS 24, 2022, that report has been deferred to the July 12th meeting, just so everyone is aware. And the first, second, third reading of the bylaw will also be deferred to the July 12th, 2022 meeting. So those two items will be presented back on the July 12th meeting for council's consideration.
Thank you, Chris. And with that, I believe Q&A is finished, but Roxanne has a question.
Well, you as the chair, well, you've done the motion to defer, you're done. You've deferred it.
So with that, I'd call Carmen Kidd back to chair. Thank you, everyone, for coming out and expressing your opinions on this matter. We look forward to working with the public. Do you want a 5-minute break?
Yeah, let's carry on.
I'll ask everybody to please be very quiet. We'll continue on with our council meeting. Thank you. Okay. Moving on to item number 10 is the communications. We have a letter from Carol McBride, the program coordinator for Keepers of the Circle, regarding an invitation to the Indigenous Peoples Powwow and Keepers of the Circle, and that was received for our information. And that's all the communication we have tonight. We have a motion be it resolved the City Council agrees to deal with communication items 10A according to the agenda references. Moved by Councillor Whalen, second by Councillor Hewitt. All in favor? That is carried. Item number 11, the committees of council, community and regional. We have a motion be resolved that the following minutes be accepted for information. A, the minutes of the Bicycle Friendly Community Committee meeting held on February the 7th and May the 24th, 2022, as well as the minutes of the Pedestrian Transit Committee meeting held on May the 30th, 2022. So, moving a second for that motion. Moved by Councillor Foley, second by Councillor Jelly. All in favor? That is carried. Item number 12, the committees of council, the internal departments. A motion be resolved the following minutes be accepted for information. A, the minutes of the Building Maintenance Committee meeting held on May the 19th, 2022. B, the minutes of the Corporate Services Committee meeting held on May the 19th, 2022. C is the minutes of the Protection of the Person and Property Committee meeting held on May the 19th as well. D is the minutes of the Public Works Committee meeting held on May the 19th as well. And lastly, the minutes of the Recreation Services Committee meeting held on May the 16th, 2022. Mover and second for that motion, Councillor Ferrier, second by Councillor Hewitt, any comments on those 5 sets of minutes? All in favor? That is carried. Are there any reports by members of council tonight? So just one thing a couple things I wanted to highlight. I guess that Chris and a number of the staff, a couple of councillors all attended the Temiskaming Keepers of the Circle powwow this morning and this afternoon. There was quite a well-attended event there. That was held down on the point there on the land that we donated to the Keepers of the Circle about Indigenous Women's League, I guess, 3 years ago. So that was well received. I also attended the PDAC conference that was held in Toronto last week, and there was 102 exhibitors from all across Northern Ontario that joined the City Twisting Swords display at that conference, and it was very well received, and a lot of good traffic going through there from international companies from around the world there, so that was great. Any other comments, reports? If not, any notice of motions tonight? If not, we'll jump right into the new business. 15A is the January to May 2022 year-to-date capital finance report. And I've got a motion be it resolved the Council of the City of Twisting Swords hereby acknowledge receipt of the January to May 2022 year-to-date capital finance report for information purposes. Moved by Councilor Ferrier, second by Councilor Jelly. Any comments? All in favor? That is carried. 15B is a memo 027-2022 CS, the amendment to bylaw 2019-181, the multi-year accessibility plan. And the motion reads be it resolved the Council for the City of Twisting Swords acknowledge receipt of memo 027-2022 CS. The Council hereby directs staff to prepare the necessary bylaw to amend bylaw 2019-181, being a multi-year accessibility plan, to update key contacts and to include an Appendix A establishing a procedure for preventative and emergency maintenance of accessible elements in public spaces and a procedure for dealing with temporary disruptions when accessible elements are not in working order for consideration at tonight's June 21st regular council meeting. So, moving and second that motion, moved by Councillor Whalen, second by Councillor Foley. Any comments? All in favor? That is carried. 15C, Memo 028-2022 CS, the Paddon Crescent 1-foot reserve. And the motion reads, be it resolved, the Council for the City of Twisting Swords acknowledge receipt of Memo 028-2022 CS. The Council directs staff to prepare the necessary bylaw authorizing the acquisition of PIN number 31343-0027 and PIN 61343-0030 of the 1-foot reserve running along Paddon Crescent without consideration, and authorizes the consolidation of the above noted PINs with PIN number 61343-0026 for Paddon Crescent, these for public use. And further, that FPT Holdings Limited have acknowledged that legal fees for the acquisition and consolidation will be at their expense. So we're moving to second by Councilor Ferrier, second by Councilor Jelly. All in favor? That is carried. 15D, Administrative Report CS 023-2022, the Temiskaming District Joint Compliance Audit Committee, terms of reference. And I motion be resolved the Council for the City of Twisting Swords acknowledge receipt of Administrative Report CS 023-2022, and the Council directs staff to prepare the necessary bylaw to adopt the Temiskaming District Joint Compliance Audit Committee terms of reference for the 2022 through 2026 term for consideration at June 21st regular council meeting later tonight. So, moving a second for that motion. Moved by Councillor Jelly, second by Councillor Foley. Any questions? All in favor? That is carried. 15E is Administrative Report CS 024-2022, the Animal Control, which we're going to deal with that, defer that one. So we'll move on to 15F. The Administrative Report CS 025-2022, the Municipal Insurance Policy. And Councilor Ferrier has disclosed a procurement interest on this Administrative Report CS 025-2022, and therefore will not be participating in the discussion of this subject matter and did not vote on the resolution 2022-260, which we're going to address in a minute here. So the motion reads, be it resolved that Council for the City of Twisting Swords acknowledge receipt of Administrative Report CS 025-2022, and the Council directs staff to prepare the necessary bylaw to enter into an agreement with Marsh, brokered by MIS Municipal Insurance Services, for municipal insurance and risk management services from July the 1st, 2022 through to June the 30th, 2025, with the premium of $492,139 plus applicable taxes for the first year of the term, for council's consideration at tonight's June 21st, 2022 regular council meeting. So, moved by Councilor Whalen, second by Councilor Foley. Any comments? All in favor? That would be carried. 15G, Administrative Report CS 026-2022, the Community Safety and Wellbeing Plan. And the motion reads, be it resolved that Council for the City of St. Stores acknowledge receipt of Administrative Report CS 026-2022. The Council directs staff to prepare the necessary bylaw to adopt the Temiskaming District Community Safety and Wellbeing Plan at their June 21st, 2022 regular council meeting. And the Council directs staff to provide notification to the Ministry of the Solicitor General upon passing of the bylaw to adopt the Community Safety and Wellbeing Plan. And the Council approves in principle an annual contribution for Community Safety and Wellbeing Plan resources based on the current apportionments by the District of Temiskaming Social Service Administration Board, resulting in a district-wide funding approach. So we are moving to second to that motion. Councillor LaFerrier, second by Councillor Hewitt. All in favor? That is carried. 15H, Administrative Report CS 027-2022, the Chamber of Commerce Agreement. And I got a motion be resolved that Council for the City of St. Stores acknowledge receipt of Administrative Report CS 027-2022, and the Council directs staff to prepare the necessary bylaw to enter a new strategic alliance agreement with the Temiskaming Stores and Area Chamber of Commerce for consideration at tonight's regular council meeting. So we're moving to second for that motion. Councillor Whalen, second by Councillor Foley. All in favor? That is carried. 15I, Administrative Report PW 023-2022, the RFP award for Radley Hill Railway Crossing upgrades. And the motion reads, be resolved that Council for the City of St. Stores acknowledge receipt of Administrative Report PW 023-2022. And the Council directs staff to prepare the necessary bylaw to enter in an agreement with Miller Paving Northern for the design build upgrades to the Radley Hill Railway Crossing in the amount of $640,722.50 plus applicable taxes for consideration at the June 21st, 2020 regular council meeting. So, moved by Councillor Jelly, second by Councillor Foley. All in favor? That would be carried. 15J, Memo 008-2022 RS, the Niska Park. I got a motion be resolved that Council for the City of St. Stores acknowledge receipt of Memo 008-2022 RS. The Council endorses the project to develop the Niska Park at the Far Drive Green Space location. And the Council directs staff to prepare the necessary agreement to form a working partnership with the Niska Park Committee for the creation and development of a park in memory of Nicole Burton, located on the green space on Far Drive for consideration at a future council meeting. So, moved by Councillor Whalen, second by Councillor Hewitt. So, all in favor? That is carried. And 15K, Administrative Report RS 014-2022, the Northern Ontario Heritage Fund Corporation People and Talent Application. And a motion be resolved that the Council for the City of St. Stores acknowledge receipt of Administrative Report RS 014-2022. The Council directs staff to submit an application to the Northern Ontario Heritage Fund Corporation People and Talent Workforce Development Stream in the amount of $35,000 to hire an environment and sustainability coordinator with the Recreation Department for a one-year internship. So, moved by Councillor Jelly, yes. Second by Councillor Hewitt. So, all in favor? That is carried. And last part, new business, item number I or L, Memo 029-2022 CS, the 100 Women Who Care, the funding sponsorship request. And the motion reads, be resolved, the Council for the City of St. Stores acknowledge receipt of Memo 029-2022 CS. And the Council for the City of St. Stores confirms the sponsorship request from the 100 Women Who Care to the Temiskaming Stores and Area Rotary Club in the amount of $13,700 for the relocation of a Ukrainian family in this area. So, who wants to make that motion? Councillor Hewitt, second by Councillor Ferrier. All in favor? That is carried. I think that's a great initiative. Thanks to all the people involved in that. So, Moving on to item number 16, the bylaws. And Council of the Ferrier has declared a pecuniary interest with bylaw 2021-112 and will not be participating in discussion of the subject matter, nor he will be voting on this motion. So the motion reads, the bylaw reads, be it resolved that bylaw 2022-112 being a bylaw to enter into an agreement with Marsh, brokered by MIS Municipal Insurance Services Brokers Limited, for the petition of municipal insurance and risk management services from July 1st, 2022 to June 30th, 2025. This bylaw be hereby introduced and given first and second reading. So, moving to seconder, second by Councillor Jelly, second by Councillor Foley. Any comments, discussion? All in favor? That is carried. And motion be resolved to bylaw 2022-112 be given the third and final reading, be signed by the mayor and clerk, and the corporal seal affixed thereto. So moved by Councillor Whalen, second by Councillor Foley. Any last comments? All in favor? That is carried. Moving on to the rest of the bylaws, motion be resolved that bylaw 2022-106 being a bylaw to enter into an encroachment agreement with 29 Whitewood Avenue. Bylaw 2022-107 being a bylaw to enter into an agreement with Enterprise Fleet Management for light-duty fleet management services, expertise, and strategic planning for the city's Missing Shores. Bylaw 2022-108 being a bylaw to amend bylaw 2019-181 to adopt a multi-year accessibility plan for 2019 through to 2023. Bylaw 2022-109 being a bylaw for the acquisition of the 1-foot reserve on Paddington Crescent for public use within the city's Missing Shores. Bylaw 2022-110 being a bylaw to adopt the District of Temiskaming Joint Compliance Audit Committee terms of reference under the Municipal Elections Act for 1996. Bylaw 2022-113 being a bylaw to adopt the Temiskaming District Community Safety and Wellbeing Plan. Bylaw 2022-114 being a bylaw to enter into a strategic alliance agreement with the Temiskaming Shores and Area Chamber of Commerce. And lastly, bylaw 2022-115 being a bylaw to enter into an agreement with Miller Paving Limited for the provision of design-build upgrades for Radley Hill Railway Crossing. These bylaws be hereby given first and second reading. So, moved by Councillor Whalen, second by Councillor Foley. All in favor? That is carried. And motion be resolved that bylaws 2022-106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 113, 114, and 115 be given third and final reading, be signed by the mayor and clerk, and the corporate seal affixed thereto. Moved by Councillor Ferrier, second by Councillor Jelly. Any last comments? Yes, Councillor Jelly.
Yeah, I apologize if I missed it, Your Worship, but the bylaws concerning the Community Service and Wellbeing Plan should be sent back to the DSAB also. Thank you.
Okay, well, you can make that note, Kelly. Thank you. Kelly's going to make that note, make sure that gets passed back to DSAB. Yes. Okay. Are there any other comments, or? No, okay. Okay, well, call the question. All in favor of this motion? That is carried. So, scheduled meetings. The next is a special meeting that we're going to hold on Monday, June the 27th. Be a special council meeting to discuss a couple issues, the Hildeberg Library, as well as the hiring of an interim city manager. So, it'll be on the agenda for that special meeting on Monday. Next regular meetings after their special meeting, Monday, June 27th, which is one I just mentioned, and then the regular meeting will be held Tuesday, July the 12th, and the next regular meeting after that will be Tuesday, August the 9th, following our summer schedule. We've reached the second question and answer period, so if anybody's got questions from the public, staff, Councillor Whalen?
Yeah, I wanted to comment, I realize we voted on it now, but item G, the administrative report on community safety and well-being plan, I just wanted to thank everybody that was involved in that. That's a district-wide effort that, we all realize that some of our smaller communities just don't have the capacity to deal with a lot of these reports. So I think it's nice to see the district come together on something like this.
And, just to lots of people, it's just another report, but I think as far as the police service boards and that, it's going to be a valuable tool in saying how do we deal with this district-wide rather than as individuals. So I just wanted to mention that it's a great report, and I think it'll be of lots of benefit.
Well, that was actually a smart move, having DSAB actually hire a consultant to put together that report there on behalf of all the municipalities in Temiskaming there, so that's worked out very well. And thank both our members from DSAB as well. Councillor Jelly?
Yeah, I think we have to remember moving forward, there has to be a lead on this to keep it updated and what have you, so that'll be something that'll come up. Thank you.
Other questions? Yes.
It's not a question, it's just a comment, well, more than a comment. I just want, on behalf of myself and my husband, and I think a lot of people in Gilbury, want to thank Chris Osmond for all the work that he's done for the city as a CEO, and we will miss him very much. So thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you, Mrs. Massey. He'll be greatly missed, and all the historian data that's in that brain there, and all the work he's done for the city over the last, as clerk, and plus being on city manager, probably 14 years, and 16 years. 16 years, and then being on Hillsborough Council before that.
He's a corporate memory for the city.
He is, yeah. So
Losing him is a
big loss.
Yes.
Yes. Councillor Jelly.
I just wanted to assure everybody that we have his secret phone number.
So, any other questions for council at this point? Chris?
I too just wanted to, and I didn't pay Réjean to say that, so thank you, Réjean. So thank you very much, Réjean, for that. And I just wanted to thank council and the members of the public. It certainly has been a pleasure and honor to serve as the city manager, and I've enjoyed my time here with the city, going on to some new challenges and new opportunities, and certainly wish the city all the best going forward in the future. So, and thank council for the opportunities that I've been given over the years.
Thank you, Chris. If there's no other questions, we're going to close session. We got a motion be resolved. The council agrees to convene in closed session at 7:50. Discuss the following matters: adoption of the June 7th, 2022 and the June 14th special closed session minutes. And under Section 239(2)D of the Municipal Act 2001, the labor relations or employee negotiations discussions regarding inflationary concerns. We're moving our seconder for that motion, Councillor Ferrier, second by Councillor Hewitt. So, all in favor? That is carried. We're adjourned for the next 15 minutes.